Hey there, true believers. So I know what you're thinking. November 12th, right? Oh, Joshua, why aren't you playing Spider-Man Miles Morales? Well, GameStop called me earlier and they said that there was a delay in the shipment and I can't get the game until tomorrow. So yeah, that sucks. I was looking forward to it all day at work. Uh, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I guess I have to wait till tomorrow to play Miles. Now would be a perfect time to read that prequel novel, Wings of Fury, but Amazon said, "Oh yeah, it's supposed to be delivered November 12th, 10th. Actually, the novel was supposed to come out November 10th." Like, yeah, well, slight delay. It will show up sometime between December 1st and December 24th. I kid you not. That was the time window that they gave me for the prequel novel to the game that was supposed to come out 2 days ago. So now I don't have the novel and I don't have the game. And all I've seen on social media is people posting their PlayStation 5s and their Miles Morales copies. I didn't even get a PlayStation 5. I just got it for PS4 because, nobody with a life could get a PlayStation 5. But, that's fine. That's fine. Because today I figured why not do another episode of the Face Front show? Because I've only done one, which was the my copy of Amazing Fantasy 15, signed by Stan Lee. By the way, today marks 2 years since we lost Stan Lee, so sad moment today. But may he rest in peace. He's looking out over all of us Marvel fans. But yeah, so I said I've only done one other episode of the Face Front show, and I don't have a game to play, so why not? Why not just do another episode of the Face Front show? And for those of you who don't know, the Face Front show is a laid back sort of, I just talk about something in my life as a Marvel fan. And so since today I would have been playing Miles Morales, I'm just going to tell my Miles Morales story, my history with the character, and how Donald Glover ties into it. Now, it all began back when I was perusing Marvel.com, because back in the day, I always was just on Marvel.com daily, scrolling through stuff. And I saw 4 words I never wanted to see: the death of Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a hyphenated word that counts as one word. And so I was like, no, no, no. I clicked on the article on Marvel.com and it's like, yeah, Peter Parker's gonna die in the Ultimate Universe. I was flipping out, true believers. I was like, no, they can't kill Peter. They can't kill Spider-Man, even if it is the Ultimate Universe. I'm not gonna stand for it. I don't wanna no, I want no part of it. I want no part of it. I want no part of it. Then they said, meet the new Spider-Man. And they had a picture of Miles in his full costume, right? And so I'm like, oh my goodness, now they're going to replace Peter. Now, look, his costume's all black. He's probably trying to be edgy. They're probably going to make him some kind of anti-hero, like some kind of, honestly, like Superior Spider. I was thinking he was going to be like Superior Spider-Man, turned out to be. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I want any part of it. No, 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 no. Then Marvel.com posted, meet Miles Morales. And they showed the first picture of Miles Morales. And he has his mask. He's in that little Halloween Spider-Man costume that he got. And he has his mask lifted up. And you see what he looks like for the first time. And I was like, oh. That's I literally, that's all I said. I said, oh. You see, because this was interesting. This was interesting. This is a different Spider-Man. He, looks more like me. And, he was young. He was just a kid. He was 13 when he first started. And I'm like, okay, I might check it out now, And so, Miles came out in 2011 and I was in my freshman year in college. And if you refer back to that uh, previous Face Front Show video I was talking about. You can hear this story, but I'll tell it again for those of you who may not have seen it. I went in. I'm like, hey, you guys got any that Miles Morales? And he's like, Miles Morales isn't out yet. But we have Ultimate Fallout 4, and that's technically his first appearance. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I'll take that. Thank you. So I got my copy of Ultimate Fallout 4, which I recently figured out is worth a lot of money, so I better hold on to that. And I read it. I was like, this is a new kind of Spider-Man. I was down with it. And then I went back when Miles #1 was supposed to come out. And I'm like, you got any of that Miles Morales #1? Homeboy said, oh, we sold out in the first 2 hours. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? He said, we sold out in the first 2 hours. I said, oh, okay, thank you. Bye-bye. And it was easy to get to this comic shop because it was right next to ASU where I went to college, Sun Devils. So next time I went in, the guy said, hey, you're the one that was looking for Miles Morales, weren't you? And I'm like, that was me. He's like, hey, got a copy, saved it just for you. I'm like, you saved it just for me? I was so happy. And so I bought it and I read it, and I've been reading Miles consistently ever since. So I've been reading Miles since literally day one. So I love the character. If you didn't see the shirt, it's my Spider-Verse shirt that I spray painted myself. So, I love Miles. I mean, Peter is always going to be my boy, as you can see all my Peter Parker Spider-Man stuff. But, Miles, it was just, I immediately latched on to the character, and I've loved him ever since. So a few months later, my buddy Jonathan, he's like, hey, bud, comedian Donald Glover is going to be at ASU. Got some tickets. Want to come? I did not know who Donald Glover was at all. But I'm like, okay, sure, comedian. I like to laugh. Who doesn't like to laugh? So went to see Donald Glover, and during his piece, his skit, he told a joke about how people were campaigning for him to be Spider-Man. When The Amazing Spider-Man 1 came out, apparently there was a online petition for Donald Glover to be Spider-Man instead of Andrew Garfield. I don't know why. And Donald Glover was cool about it too. He's like, that would be like making Spawn white. Who wants to see that? That was a funny joke. So after the show, we had this little meet and greet where you could just go talk to him, shake hands, take pictures. And so I went up to him and I said, Mr. Glover, in the comics, there is a black Spider-Man now. And you know what this dude said to me? He said, I know. That's because of me. The whole rest of this conversation might be me remembering it, but I don't remember his exact words, or I know that's because of me. And I said, what? So what are you talking about, Donald Glover? What do you mean that Miles Morales only exists because of you? And he told me, he said, yeah, the author, Brian Bendis, he mentioned Brian Bendis by name unprompted, which got me off guard. And so I'm like, okay, so maybe he really knows what he's talking about. He said, yeah, the author, Brian Bendis, came to me, said he saw the skit I did in Community where he's in the Spider-Man costume, and they actually had that in the Into the Spider-Verse movie. It was on Uncle Aaron's television. And he said, he came to me, he's like, hey man, we're thinking about this story with an African-American Spider-Man, and I just want to know what you think. He's like, yeah, I'm cool with that. He's like, I saw you, and I think we're on the right path. And Donald Glover's like, yeah, man, you're doing it. So I'm like, wow, Miles Morales exists because of Donald Glover. That's what I thought. And I still think that, kind of. Like, I'm sure Brian Bendis had the idea, but that was just pretty cool. That was a cool experience. And I got to meet Donald Glover, and I got to talk to him about Miles Morales. Like, what? You know, like how often does that happen? And so that's why when the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show came on and they got to season, I want to say it was season 3. I could be wrong. I think I'm right though. When they did the first Spider-Verse, they did the Spider-Verse and then they did the Return to the Spider-Verse in that TV show. And they introduced Miles Morales and he was being voiced by Donald Glover. And I was like, "Oh, cuz Miles doesn't exist without Donald Glover." And I just thought that was the coolest thing because Donald Glover was doing the voice for Miles, and he told me personally to my face that Miles came about because of him, and that was a cool detail. And then a few years later, again, Into the Spider-Verse comes out. Not Into the Spider-Verse, I'm sorry, Spider-Man Homecoming comes out, and who's playing Uncle Aaron? Donald Glover. I'm like, there's probably a whole bunch of people out there that are confused about the connection between Donald Glover and Miles Morales. Well, I'm telling you that Donald Glover is somewhat responsible for Miles' existence. So that's why. And, I just thought that was the coolest thing. I'm like, oh, he's playing Uncle Aaron now. And it's just so great. So, I mean, that's it. Into the Spider-Verse, True Believers. Let me tell you, that movie was it for me. I got to see it a few days early, actually, because the theater was doing some kind of promotion. I can't describe the feelings I had the first time I saw Into the Spider-Verse. It's like the perfect Spider-Man movie, okay? And like I mean I know everybody has their favorites, but like Into the Spider-Verse, not only did it do a great job with Peter, but it also did a great job introducing Miles to everybody. This character I had been reading since he came out in comic books. And it was just so it was kind of emotional for me, especially the leap of faith scene. I still don't think I can watch that scene without tearing up. It's just Miles means a lot to me. And, when I first heard about this PlayStation game that I'm supposed to be playing right now, but I digress. I was watching the PlayStation showcase, the PlayStation 5 showcase live. Nobody had any idea they were going to reveal a Miles Morales game. And so, when that trailer starts, it has Miles' hands and the electricity. And then, since I'm always thinking about Marvel, I'm like, wow, what if that was Electro and this was the second Spider-Man game? But then it's panning up, and then you start hearing Yuri Lowenthal's voice. I'm like, that's Peter. And then you start to see the red stripes on Miles' costume. I'm like, that's Miles. I said, that's Miles Morales. That's Miles. Then it pans out, and Peter's like, oh, hero's just someone that doesn't give up. Your dad said that. Now it's your turn. Go be a hero, Miles. It shows Miles, and then he's like, oh my god, oh, that reveal trailer. Oh my goodness. And then like I lost it. I lost it. I lost it. My mom got on me because I was freaking out. She's like, what are you yelling about down here? I'm like, it's Miles Morales in his own video game. It's just to see this character evolve from, just an article on Marvel.com that I read to actually reading the comic books to talking to Donald Glover about it to seeing him appear in the TV show to seeing him appear in his own movie, and now he has his own video game. You know how hard it is for a superhero to get their own video game unless their name is Spider-Man or Batman? I mean, technically Miles is Spider-Man, but I mean Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Because, like, where's the Daredevil game? Where's the heck, I don't know, Moon Knight. I don't know what you would do in a Moon Knight game. Probably explore pyramids in a taxi. But, and Miles has his own game now. And it's just so great to see. I guess that's my Miles Morales story, True Believers. Just to watch this character, to grow up with this character. I was already in college when he came out, but to grow with this character and to watch this character grow across the years, it's just been an incredible journey. And I have to wait till tomorrow, but I can't wait until tomorrow to finally play this game and get to be Miles Morales. And I guess that's it, true believers. Thank you for sitting with me today when I can't play the game. I would much rather be with you guys, because you're the fans and we're all fans, and I just love talking to fellow fans. This is a good day. I'll wait till tomorrow and I'll play the game. But until then, face front, true believers, and I'll see you in the multiverse. Bye.